the stream again. Okay, we're back. Hopefully, that will fix everything because I remixed everyone in the mixer where my desktop audio should actually be going out quite a deal louder than everything else. So, here's hoping. So yes, I do agree. I think Mark Hamill is easily my favorite Joker of all time. I mean, he's the Joker in the animated series, which is like what I grew up on. It's how I got into Batman to begin with. So just being able to hear his Joker all the time makes me incredibly happy. So, what was that? Did anyone catch that?
Oh. No.
Okay.
No.
Don't worry. Write it down. That's it.
You
Okay,
should
I think
start holding up
you
like
said
cards.
something about thumbs up and thumbs down, but
Heads down, thumbs up. But are we playing a game?
thumbs down is
Heads up, 7-Up. That's what he's saying. Heads up, 7-Up. It's got to be it. Oh, there's his heads up, 7-Up. And now it's there. Okay. How do that? I am going to need to sit down another day and try to figure out all of this audio shit. Maybe if anyone's available after the show today, we can try to figure it out. Let's get into the talk about Comic-Con. I think the biggest thing that we need to talk about is the amazing trailer for Batman vs. Superman that came out. And I feel like maybe Chris is writing something down for us to see on the stream. And,
it looks like
you know.
he is frozen.
No, I think he's just really good at sitting still.
And not blinking.
Well, his
And not
they look.
No, they look like they're closed.
he fell asleep. Everyone, he fell asleep on the show.
Well, I mean, this show puts me to sleep.
Yeah, honestly, this episode has been a mild train wreck, but we're gonna get through this. I promise.
Off video for Chris, and he just talks. Maybe that'll help his internet connection because it's not trying to do two things at once.
Maybe. I think he did it because now there's a picture there.
Chris,
Try that. Can you guys hear me better now?
a little bit.
I actually can hear you a little better now. And Recruit, the days when Pac-Man was in one of the corners were the days. I tell you, that was good times when Pac-Man was on our show. So the biggest thing that I think happened at Comic-Con was the Batman vs. Superman trailer. How did you guys like the Batman vs. Superman trailer? Amanda, go.
Too much pressure.
Because ladies first.
When they released the teaser to the trailer, I thought it was pretty uneventful, and
I didn't actually see the
Oh,
teaser
really?
to the trailer,
The 20
so
seconds that blew up the internet because they
Yeah.
were like, something's coming in 2 weeks.
and it's super
Movie?
dark, so you
I don't
can't
know. Oh,
see
God.
anything.
The question
The audio
Nope.
thing didn't work.
that was these.
Okay, still calm down.
All right, back to cue cards.
Back to cue cards.
Okay, so
Go ahead.
the trailer. I don't know. I was pretty impressed. I really wish we got to see a little bit of Aquaman. Just throwing that out there, but no.
Is Aquaman going... I feel like Aquaman wasn't actually announced to have a huge role. I thought it was just going to be like a quick
He
cameo
looks like
thing.
He looks like he belongs in the water. It's like super grungy and dark, and he just looks like he should be there. So I think it looks like a pretty badass outfit. So
Oh, absolutely.
Would have liked to see that, though. Wonder Woman did get some airtime in the trailer, which was kind of nice.
Yeah, so let's talk about Wonder Woman for a second. Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman. What do you guys think of that? Like, uh, as far as how the look of Gal Gadot, Gal Gadot, Gal Gadot.
When you say the look of, you mean
Costume, the look of her as an actress for the part of Wonder Woman. Because I know a big, huge, like controversial thing when Gal Gadot was mentioned is that she wasn't buff enough. Like Wonder Woman in the comics is portrayed as a pretty uh, large woman, not like you know what I'm trying to say. Like an Amazonian woman. Is really weird that they would do that. But yes, and she's not a huge person. Like she doesn't have that kind of Amazonian presence, in my opinion. But seeing her in the trailer, I personally thought I could see her as a Wonder Woman. I mean, the Wonder Woman costume helped.
yeah. I mean,
The fact that I could see her as a Wonder
not
Woman.
that I'm googling it now. Not that I.
Looks good in the trailer.
Yeah. I mean, here's
Mhm.
the thing. Like, it's all about like superheroes and stuff. So I never have this like odd imagination that superhero strength are actually based on how many muscles they have. So, yeah, I'm okay. It's believable to me.
All
I
right,
can live with that.
Amanda, how about you? Did you like the overall look of Wonder
I
Woman?
like it. I mean, she looks. I mean, I think I'd still be a little afraid of her if I ran into her. So,
Oh, absolutely. That like really aggressive face that she makes before she like clangs her bracelets together and makes an explosion was
I really
kind of
think
scary.
that might be it. Is just like her facial expressions have really like yeah, she isn't necessarily the biggest, bulkier woman, but I think over the years, I feel like Wonder Woman has kind of softened a little bit. I personally think she's kind of softened
Yeah.
a little bit. She's still, you obviously can still tell like she's a very, very strong woman, but it's not quite as, I don't know, sharp as it used to be. I don't think.
Then are you suggesting we just have like Ronda Rousey as Wonder Woman?
Yeah, why
She's
not?
very aggressive.
No, I honestly I think my only complaint about the Wonder Woman look now is the costume is very muted. Like not that like the oh, did we lose
Yeah, I
Chris?
think so.
Looks like it. The costume's very muted, especially in comparison to how vibrant they did the Superman costume. I feel like the Wonder Woman costume has very similar colors, and in this there isn't. What is that horrendous sound?
Chris.
Okay, let's. I have my thumb hovered over the remove from group thing. If that gets, yeah. So, I mean, I'm excited. One of the things I'm really excited about with Batman vs Superman is I'm excited to see the Jeremy Irons Alfred, because I love Jeremy Irons. I love his voice. I think he's going to be an awesome Alfred. And I mean, I think he looks a little young to be Alfred, especially in a Batman vs Superman movie where Batman is supposed to be like retired for a while. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But you know, I think overall he should be a pretty entertaining Alfred. I liked the entire trailer. Just made me incredibly happy. I liked the little Easter egg things in there, like the Jason Todd Robin outfit. If you guys caught that.
I think I've only
Maybe
watched
not.
it once. Like I haven't gone back to watch it again.
I'll watch
I think
the
I watched it on my
15-minute
phone.
review version. Maybe I'll pick it up then.
There you go. I just thought it was really cool. I mean, there's a brief scene in it where it shows a Robin outfit that says "Joke's on you, Batman, ha ha ha," spray painted on it. So I mean, I feel like this is going to be a post Jason Todd murdered by Joker. Sorry, spoilers, by the way,
Thanks.
for anyone who doesn't know what happened to
Go
Jason
up and
Todd.
say spoilers after.
Yeah, you know what? I just forgot. I just assumed that everybody knows that, Amanda. So I apologize if you didn't know it, but now you do. So I thought it was really cool that they threw that in there. How do you guys feel about Jesse Eisenberg as Lex Luthor?
Not bald enough.
Not bald enough. I agree. I feel like we saw images of him bald. Did we not?
I don't know. No, I don't remember seeing it in the trailer. I don't know. I think like yeah, it's fine. Like I like him as an actor in the sense of this character, because it's definitely like this aggravator role, and I think that's, or like kind of like, you know, egging on certain things, and I think that's cool. Like, I like seeing that. That's interesting. Yeah, instigator. I don't know.
Yeah, absolutely. I liked all of the kryptonite that it showed, and just like Batman and Superman standing like face to face after Superman like ripped off the top of the Batmobile. It was pretty epic.
I mean, that being said, like, and I don't, you know, maybe I'm just not up to date on this nearly as much as everyone else. I really don't know what this movie's about. To be completely so this is really like geeky and stupid, but I watched the show Girl Meets World, and they actually did an episode where they talked about the plot lines of this movie as like the importance
really?
of the graphic novel in like in the themes of like heroism and things like that. And I'm like, that sounds really interesting. Now I might want to see this movie. But like,
Yeah.
this trailer, I mean, the trailer looks cool, great, but I really don't know what this movie is about. Other than there will be characters. Some of them will be Batman.
Yes, there.
Some of them will be
There
Superman.
will be dark.
And one of them will be Superman. Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Oh. Yeah. Why are there only?
I think
You're not
Okay,
going to
hold
get
on 1
video,
second.
but you might be able to actually
Yeah.
get me.
That's fine.
There you go. I was gonna say you need to hang up your other.
There we go.
You're good. You're good.
Okay. I just kicked him out of it. So
Okay.
there we go.
Thank
You
God.
actually sound really
I've
good
been,
now.
I've been
Yeah.
trying
You do.
computer, and I just said screw it. I'm going with the Xbox for now because it's working, and I'm gonna get a webcam for my my gaming PC because that's the problem right now. I'm on an old laptop, so I'm fixing that issue. Yes,
Gotcha.
Jason Todd, Killing Joke, the whole thing, tie-ins with this is amazing. With the Dawn of Justice,
Yeah.
it looks phenomenal. Looking at that suit with the writing from the current Joker, because it matches his tattoos, was an awesome little spoiler in there. That you see that he retired from being Batman because Robin was killed, and now he has to pick the mantle back up. It's phenomenal.
Yeah, I agree. So Recruit seems to think that maybe Lex Luthor will become
Yes,
bald.
The Gene Hackman route.
Yeah, gotcha. No, I mean I'm interested to see it. I think Jesse Eisenberg will be a pretty decent.
Well, think about everyone said Gene
you know.
Hackman was going to be absolutely horrible, and they liked him. He was over the top and completely goofy, but he was still a serviceable.
Yeah, I guess that's a fair point.
Jesse Eisenberg get affected by the kryptonite. That causes him to lose his hair, and he has that moment where he goes insane and just breaks down.
Yeah.
In the movie. That's going to be great.
Mm-hmm. What did you guys think of the red capes are coming? The red capes are coming.
That was
Also
like
good.
spot on.
A little.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Impression.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Very good.
I know. I practiced. Looked in a mirror and just was like, all right, This is how it happens. I am going to become Jesse Eisenberg. But no, I mean, it sounded kind of corny.
Yeah.
But
you got to think the guys with the Superman, the logo on their shoulders, bowing before Superman. That's definitely, from what I've been reading, it's either a dream that Batman has of what would happen if Superman actually goes ahead and takes over the world. It's one of those. Yeah.
Yeah, because then you also see Batman fighting those
in
people.
Desert outfit.
Yeah, which looked really fucking awesome. I mean that I looked at that and it reminded me of Red Sun, the comics. It just that's immediately what I started thinking of. Like for those of you who don't know, Red Sun is an alternate universe Superman. Instead of falling in a farm in the Midwest, he falls in Russia, and essentially
and helps Russia take over the world.
Soviet Russia, I should say. Let me actually clarify. Yeah, and essentially takes over the world. And at the end, well, I won't tell you the end.
It's a good one to read, though, if you're interested in comics.
It is a fantastic one to read. Let's move on, because I think there was a trailer that was equally as exciting as the Batman vs Superman one, and that was the Suicide Squad trailer. What?
No, that's not as interesting.
I thought it was. I thought it was an awesome trailer.
Awesome trailer.
You didn't like it, Chris?
I don't think it was as good as the Dawn of Justice trailer. I think that the Deadpool leaked footage made me way more excited than the Suicide Squad.
Oh yeah.
Agreed.
Way. Like, I wanted to go make chimichangas right then and shoot somebody when I was finished watching the Deadpool leaked footage. That's what I wanted to do.
I love Deadpool as a character as well. I mean, I think my favorite part about Deadpool as a character, and it looks like they're going to be doing it in the movie a lot, is that he is a fourth wall breaking character for sure. Like in the comics all the time, he is talking to you as the reader, and I just it's one of my favorite things about those comics.
I agree 100%. But go ahead and talk about the Suicide Squad. I didn't mean to derail you. I do apologize. I just was saying the one that made me more excited.
Okay. I mean, let's talk about Suicide Squad though. Is there anything with Suicide Squad that you would have liked to seen in the trailer that you did not see? Would like to have seen in the trailer that you did not see? Anything? Anybody? I love all this dead air. You guys are great.
The problem with Suicide Squad is, and I think it's going to be something that's going to affect it when it comes out, is you're banking the entire movie on the popularity of Margot Robbie, of her as Harley Quinn, and of what's his name, Will Smith,
and
Jared Leto.
Jared Leto. I mean, you have those three guys headlining it, and then a bunch of people that no one's heard of. In terms of characters, like everyone kind of knows Harley Quinn. If talking about people that don't follow comics and don't follow that aren't fans of Batman 100%, a lot of the other tertiary characters that are going to be in it, that are part of the squad, it seems a little bit busy, and I understand that's the whole premise of it, but that's the only problem I have with it, is that it's just a little bit bloated in terms of people.
Yeah, no, I can agree with that, but at the same time, I mean, it's a lot earlier in DC's cinematic universe cycle, but Marvel did the same thing with quite a few characters. I mean, they did it a lot more slowly with like the introduction of Black Widow and Hawkeye, but I mean, they did movies with characters that not a lot of people know that well. I mean, hell, an Ant-Man movie just came out.
Really good.
Yeah, it was really good.
I still haven't seen it. I haven't seen it yet. But they're also coming out with a Black Panther movie. So it's like there are both sides are kind of doing these tertiary characters, but I agree there there do seem to be a lot of characters coming in the Suicide Squad movie, but I feel like if those are tertiary characters in the movie and they focus mainly on like your Deadshot, your Harley Quinn, and your Captain Boomerang, I think if those three are the main focuses, it should be a pretty damn good movie.
Yeah, it's still really.
I don't know how I feel about Will Smith, though. Like that.
Deadshot.
Yeah.
It's gonna be interesting.
It will.
See.
I mean, I'm never going to just outright say, "Oh, this is gonna suck" because Will Smith is in it. But it has me slightly worried. I liked the look. I liked the attitude and body language of Margot Robbie's Harley Quinn, though.
She looks great.
Like, she even seemed psychotic. Can we talk about the Joker at the end of that trailer, though?
I liked the entire.
Really? You didn't like the rest of the trailer at all?
Not at all. I don't like Harley's look. Sorry. I feel like she dated Kurt Cobain.
You don't.
At one point in time. I hate Deadshot's helmet, and I love Deadshot. I hate his helmet. Sorry, hate it. I don't know why I'm apologizing. I just don't like it at all.
Yeah, don't apologize.
Yeah, you shouldn't apologize.
Wanting to hear.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, seriously.
Tear it apart.
Leto's voice was probably the only thing that I liked about the trailer. I felt like
I thought it was.
yeah,
It gave me
was very
chills.
psychotic at the end, and the fact that he's so, I guess, just like creepy, and you don't even see much of him. It's mostly just him saying it in the dark, and then like his face, and you get a little bit of like a shot of his chest beforehand. But like,
I think he's
good.
only going to be in there during the flashback, correct? Like the Harley Quinn, from what I've been hearing, that he's only really in it for the Harley Quinn setup.
Yeah. So I mean, I agree. Everything I've understood about Jared Leto's Joker, and that is that it's a very minor role, and it's there. I mean, minor. It's a very small part that's there in the
But I
background.
think it's cool that the writing from him is already shown up in Dawn of Justice. The same style.
I agree. Dark
and
Taggart
I'd like to
is
see
just
maybe some
creepy.
crossover with Jared Leto, because I think that's a great Joker if you're going to go forward with the franchise.
Oh,
Could
absolutely.
you imagine, how psyched would you be to see him pick up and make a movie about the Joker? For DC to go that way.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that'd be cool. That would be cool. I would really like to see the Batman Joker movie where Jason Todd is killed. Like that is something I would really like to see, especially with Jared Leto's Joker. And I dug the laugh. Like, it was a very different Joker laugh in my opinion, but I totally dug that laugh.
It was good.
Yeah. Okay. Should we move on from Suicide Squad then?
Sure.
Do you guys have anything specifically that you would like to bring up? I mean, Amanda, you had mentioned something that you were pretty excited about with comics at Comic-Con.
What? I did? No, I want to know where all the comics at.
Yeah.
Where are all the announcements?
Well, no,
Well, they did
no
some-
kidding. But we did notice the one comic announcement that Joss Whedon is doing a Victorian female Batman. Twist. Yep.
And then
Um,
you have Squirrel Girl's coming back.
Oh, yay! Squirrel Girl.
The Legend of Korra.
Yeah, the Legend of Korra I'm really excited about. As well as the Joss Whedon one. I like Joss Whedon's comic book work. I mean, the Astonishing X-Men that he did is easily in my top 5 favorite comics of all time.
Yeah.
I think. But yeah. I mean, I agree. Comic-Con was very devoid of comics for what it,
I mean,
you know, for something that started out as a convention for comics specifically, where there were very few comics.
has this changed? Like, I feel like the last, I don't know how many years since I've been following stuff from Comic-Con online, that it's not been about comics. Now, maybe that's just what's more clear
Yeah,
to me, but
but there were the last few years, Sam, we've had giant announcements as far as world events in Marvel and DC. Like the Forever Evil. I mean, there was all the stuff with the New 52. There was all the stuff with the.
Before they were doing their Blackest Night and all that stuff. They kept announcing all those.
Yep. Flashpoint Paradox stuff. And then even more recently, the reboot of Amazing Spider-Man, the reboot of Captain America, the reboot of all of these comics. And this year there was nothing. There wasn't even like a big. There were no universe events that were talked about
There's been so
at
many
Comic-Con.
big
You know what I'm
universe
saying?
events and so many of the comics that I feel like, I mean, I can understand them taking a year off and just actually making comics instead of going like, oh, by the way, you know, earth-shaking stuff all the time.
Yeah.
Because I mean, Marvel just did the whole all the Earth, the Infinite Crisis, all that stuff. Even reading a synopsis of it makes my brain hurt. With what they tried to do.
What, the Edge of Spider-Verse
all
stuff?
The different Earths, the Infinite Crisis, and all that stuff that was just resolved. I went back and read a synopsis of it just to catch myself up, and my brain started hurting, and I think blood was coming out of my nose by the end of it, trying to understand what they were doing. So I'm okay with them settling it down.
Yeah, even still, I would have liked. I agree with Amanda in the sense that I would have liked to have seen something, maybe not even world events, but like maybe, oh hey, we're working on, this thing. Oh, they did announce, what was it, Batman and Robin Eternal? That's a comic series that's starting. But that was the only one that I kind of picked up on beyond what we've been talking about. Well, I guess let's go back to movies and TV shows then. Did you guys caught the Heroes Reborn trailer?
was it good?
No?
Yes, I caught the trailer.
What's the trailer now?
No, I thought it was great. I was a huge fan of Heroes when it was on years and years ago. It was the show that I made sure I didn't miss an episode of. And I know I'm
no spoilers.
What?
I was only seen to the middle of season 2. So
Don't worry.
Oh, so you can
Okay.
stop watching.
okay.
I was gonna say,
Stop
so
watching.
officially
So-
you've watched to where I stopped watching, so you're good.
I mean,
So here's the thing. I loved season 1 and season 2. I do agree that season 3 was kind of bad. And the unfortunate part about season 2 is the outcome was supposed to be completely different. But because season 2 happened during the writer's strike, the entire writing had to be changed because
A lot of shows were destroyed
writers.
during that strike.
And just reading what that show was supposed to be after season 2 just sounded so much darker and like just exciting. And I'm the only person in my family that loved season 2.
Yeah, I stopped
In
watching
general.
it.
I
couldn't
even
take it.
well, there were only 11
Yeah,
episodes in
I
season
could make
2.
it 11. It was bad. It was so slow. It was so slow. And Hero was the most useless superhero. It was such a great
there was
power
a lot
to
of
be.
that in general.
Yes, thank you. All right, somebody else, pipe up.
No,
Talk,
I
Sam.
mean, like, my one of my like favorite geekdom events that happened in Big Bang Theory was when they talked about how like at least Heroes got progressively bad, so you wanted it off the air, and like it's true.
It's true.
It's completely true. And then
Yep.
like they just skipped around, like they did basically like everything that a TV show does wrong.
Yes.
Mhm.
They jumped as many sharks as they could.
Yep. Here, continuity. What's that? Who cares? Let's just keep going.
I do have to say, for a TV show that was a brand new IP, though, their effects budget was awesome because like all of the powers that they did show looked fantastic. Like I just remember like my favorite episode, season one, it was where Hero went to the future, and essentially Peter and Siler like duke it out. I mean, you don't see a whole lot of fighting, but that entire scene was
Yeah, it was okay.
really
Again,
exciting.
Season 1 was pretty decent. I mean, until the end, the last episode, where they basically
Mhm.
used a MacGuffin to win the whole thing and be done with it. And just like, and fudge. Okay, we're going to go to Season 2 now. Which, come on, it's crap.
Yeah.
We all know it is. Don't play. He's rogue, but doesn't give anything back.
I enjoyed season two.
He's super rogue.
What?
He's has rogue
Yeah.
abilities with no drawbacks whatsoever.
Well, I think they in the later seasons they did tone him back a
Yeah,
lot.
because it's what do you have running around?
Oh, absolutely. I do agree with that. But seeing the reboot, it looks like, or the Heroes Reborn, it looks like it'll be fantastic. I mean, there's enough like fan service to the people that watched it to begin with, as well as a bunch of new stuff that they're showing, and it just looks really neat, and you know, it looks like an exciting show. Also, again, it's starting to look a little on the slightly darker
A
side
lot of people are very
of
excited about it.
what it used to be.
Well,
Yeah.
So it's supposed to be a mini series, right? Is that what I'm reading?
Yes, it is.
That makes it better.
But I agree. I have a feeling though it's gonna be a mini series, kind of like Battlestar Galactica was. Like, remember when they rebooted Battlestar Galactica a long time ago, and it was a mini series first. They tested it with 6 episodes, and then there were what 7, 8 seasons after
I mean,
that.
like, look, it's a 13 episode miniseries, which is already long for a miniseries to begin with. That's basically like a pilot season for a show now, for a full drama. And you know, if they do good, like I would want to see more. I just think they need to prove that they can do it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah, if they do a good job, fine, I'll watch more.
So that
Absolutely.
looks good, and I do feel like you're skipping around, Ben, with the biggest thing from Comic-Con though.
What's that?
The one thing that was just amazing. Well, for the people who were there, the concert.
I have no idea what you speak of.
Wow.
Why don't you explain to everyone, Chris?
Okay, so J.J.
I
Abrams.
saw. I was gonna say I saw it on a listicle.
Okay.
BuzzFeed
Yeah,
listicle.
no, I was freaking out here.
I do know what you're talking about. I'm just
Oh,
having you.
So when J.J. Abrams takes the entire hall and says, "Hey, if you wouldn't mind, go ahead," because we're talking about the Star Wars movies and the feel of the movies and how great it is. Speaking of which, music is important. So if everyone in the hall wouldn't mind filing out the back, we're gonna invite you over for a minute, and they put on a freaking concert in the middle of Comic-Con for the entire hall. That is just that's like drop the mic, walk out, you're done. I mean, Zack Snyder tried to do it by driving up in the Batmobile, which was cool, but taking the entire hall to a freaking concert with all of the cast on stage and just free lightsabers for everybody. Come on, who doesn't? That makes you want to now go to a Comic-Con more so than just watching the Twitch feed at home.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I mean I love when creators of this content do stuff like that. I mean, Comic-Con is 100% about the fans, and I feel like they do a pretty good job at keeping that fan service going as best as they can with little tidbits or little thingies like that.
Yep.
You know what I'm trying to say. The thingies. The thingies. It's an important thing. The thingies. Real quick, I kind of want to start wrapping this up. We saw a first look at Apocalypse, an X-Men Apocalypse. They had a little poster. I loved Days of Future Past. I loved First Class. This the Apocalypse kind of looks a little weird
I think
to me.
they're going full costume. I think that
Yeah.
they're taking the
Like-
X-Men, and I think they're going like full comic book costume in the movie. Is that what I think is going to wind up happening? And I don't know if it's going to be good or bad, but because he is way purple for if he's not.
He is way
Yeah.
way
What is it?
purple.
Somebody compared him to a villain off of Power
Zoid.
Rangers. Yeah,
Right?
Zoid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He looks interesting. I
Kind of like the what is it from
I'm-
Guardians of the Galaxy, like that guy, where he didn't
Thanos?
match.
Thanos.
Yeah, Thanos at the no, not Thanos. The actual oh my god, this is my
Oh.
brain dying on me. Guardians of the Galaxy, the actual person they were fighting, how he
Oh.
didn't match
Oh,
anyone
What's
else
that
in
guy's
the movie.
name?
Yes, exactly.
I don't
Oh,
remember.
that's
It's
Ask your personal house assistant.
ask my personal house assistant. I don't. Who?
Who is the main villain
Ronan.
of Guardians of the Galaxy?
Ronan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He didn't look. He was so cartoonish compared to some of the rest of them. He looked a little bit too much. I mean, yes, you had a talking raccoon and a giant tree, but he was a little too primary colors.
It's like ignore
He
that.
was a little
And,
too purple.
yeah. I mean, I'm sure it'll still be good. Right?
I haven't liked an X-Men movie since X2.
You didn't like First Class or Days of Future
I
Past?
wasn't,
Really?
I own them. I wasn't overly excited about either of them. Well, I was excited.
I didn't really like it. I just gave
Hang.
him money.
Yeah, just give them money.
Yeah.
Correction. I.
Did you throw your money at the
but I was just like,
screen?
I'm out here.
Luke Smith style.
I like the performance done by the guy that plays Magneto, whose name I always forget. Yep.
Michael
and
Fassbender.
the guy that plays Professor X. That was the only thing that I liked out of
James
the
McAvoy.
was those two, and obviously Professor X. That's the only
So-
thing I liked.
So are you a big? Question: Are you a big X-Men fan? Is that why? Like the X-Men is? Do you like that Marvel universe? You don't like what they've done to it, or you just weren't excited about the plot lines?
I just didn't think it was very. Because I'm not like overly X-Men fan either. I don't know. I just didn't
Okay.
think it was very captivating. I guess.
See, X-Men was one of my first introductions to comics. Period.
I like
I mean, it's
for that.
That's good.
yeah.
What did you think about them announcing Old Man Logan as Hugh Jackman's last Wolverine appearance?
I'm happy with that. I like
Okay.
Logan.
I am too.
Sam, you look confused.
Like I am a-okay with that. It is time. I mean, it's someone that definitely for a character that doesn't age, Hugh Jackman is aging.
Although he
so-
does look better now than when he first started. Have you seen that? The pictures?
I-
where, like he's the only person to look more and more like his character as time goes on.
Yeah, I have seen those. But I think it's because they've been working harder and harder to keep him looking the same, or not the
I
same,
think
but
he's just gonna be
not
excited to be
aging.
able to eat something made out of gluten.
Yeah. He's like, I'm just getting I'm getting 8,500
Yeah.
donuts on my last
Cover
day.
me in pizza and walk away.
He'll just eat as he walks. He won't even use his hand because he's covered in the pizza. And Intoxicated Turtle, I'm a Niners fan. I'm not an Oakland Raiders fan. So get out of here with that noise. Jeez. How about let's talk about some of the quick announcements. The Green Lantern Corps movie was announced, so not just sounds like not just a Hal Jordan Green Lantern movie, but an entire Green Lantern Corps, and
Lantern of
there
color in
is
there. There's going to be a problem.
so you're a big what's
Jonathan
why
Stewart.
is his name escaping me? John Stewart.
No,
Thank
get it
you.
right. Let's go.
Um,
He needs to be in it.
yeah, I'm I agree. I
You
like
have Hal Jordan and
Jon
Kyle
Stewart.
Rayner, but if you don't have him in there,
What about Guy Gardner though? You need Guy
Kyle
Gardner
Rayner's
in there.
Yeah, you can have him in there.
I mean, Kyle Rayner is very important. I think he's like the most creative of the human Green Lanterns because he's the artist guy. And there was rumor that Chris Pines would be Hal Jordan in this one.
As long as they don't do the suit,
I think that'll
which by the way, he made fun of in the Deadpool
the
trailer,
green bacon suit.
which was
I loved
awesome.
that.
Where he's like, as long as
Yeah.
it's like, so don't make it green and make sure it's not animated. That's if you haven't seen that leaked footage, you have to find that leaked footage.
It is freaking hilarious, and hopefully Ryan Reynolds will end his curse of, making terrible superhero movie decisions.
No, I think he's officially ended it already. Just by that.
Okay.
He could just put that trailer out, and I would pay money to see that, just show me 10 minutes of the movie. As long as it's all that good, I'll go pay $10 to go watch that in the theater.
Yeah, I really want that trailer to be.
It'll be Reese.
I want the official release of that
The problem is
trailer
that trailer's rated
because
R.
it. I know. I'm excited that movie is rated R. Like that's just.
I don't think you could do it any other
Yeah.
way.
I agree. And then before we close out and make a couple announcements, let's talk about the Batman animated movie, The Killing Joke, coming out. That was announced at Comic-Con, which The Killing Joke is also in my top 5 favorite story arcs in comic book history, just because it's so freaking good. I'm sure you can back me up on this, right, Amanda? I mean, without ruining anything. No, I'm excited to see something so iconic become an animated movie. Not that they haven't made iconic stories of Batman into animated movies, but I'm really looking forward to
The
this.
best part is that it's DC, and almost every one of their animated movies are great. That's what they excel at that. Somehow they're horrible at other stuff, but they are amazing at making animated movies.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've watched one of their animated movies that I did not like.
I wasn't a huge fan of Batman vs. Robin.
No?
I haven't seen Batman vs. Robin yet.
I mean, it was okay.
That was the most recent one, right?
There's that. But
That helps.
Yeah.
It softens the blow.
Yeah, I have.
Yep.
I have not watched that one yet.
I also haven't seen the
So-
Aquaman one. I can't remember what it's called.
Oh, that's good.
Atlantis?
Yeah.
What was it called?
Mm-hmm.
Throne of Atlantis. That one is good.
Whatever it's called, something with Atlantis.
It's that one is the second story arc of the New 52 Justice League.
Yeah.
Pretty much completely, and it's really. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a lot. Which with this comic book talk, Amanda, you think we should make our announcement here? So Amanda and I have been talking because we love comics, and we think there are so many great comics out there, and not a lot of really good comic book shows, podcasts, things like that get you interested in some stuff that's happened in the past in comics, right, Amanda? Yeah, and I feel like getting into comics can be a very intimidating thing to do because there's so many in there, and to get started on some of your favorite characters, you have to sift through hundreds upon hundreds of issues, and you don't know if to start at the beginning or anything like that. So Amanda and I have decided that we are going to start a comic book club. We're gonna host a show. We're gonna call it Nightly Novels, and each week we have a list. Right now, it has 66 comics on it. And each week, we are going to use a random number generator to choose which comic we read. And we are going to read that comic, and then we're going to discuss that comic on the following episode. So since we can't, have a 5-minute episode where we just pick the comic that we're going to read, we thought we'd have the first comic announced on this show, and then air the first episode of Nightly Novels the first Thursday in August. Right? That's what we decided, Amanda?
Making a show that's called Nightly that you're doing every week.
Yes, but it's nightly, like
per night.
No,
like
it's Nightly with a K.
yeah, like the nerdy
You
nights.
could say,
That makes
how
so
about
much more sense.
how about nerdy night novels? And-
How about
and
you guys just sit on the show and be
PL-NKRFullEp.
the guests of the show,
And-
and I'll come up with the names of the other episode of the other shows. How's that sound? You could just let me host this and continue,
Sounds like
Look,
rather than sit and
Chris
judge.
tried to wear a green shirt, then we kicked him off video. All right.
I
We
wore
all
one
know
last
who
week
hosts
and it
this
worked.
show.
I was wearing a green shirt this week because it was my Green Lantern shirt.
Anyways, Amanda, is there anything you want to add about this?
No, but
Did I sum it up pretty well?
when do we get? Okay.
We're gonna pick right now. We're gonna pick our very first
Perhaps you can give
comic.
background on what the 66 that you've predetermined.
So we have chosen what we feel are some of our favorite story arcs. So we're not just picking a single issue. We're choosing full-on story arcs like Batman Hush. We've got X-Men: The Dark Phoenix saga on here. We've got Why the Last Man on here. We've got The Red Sun. We've got DC: The New Frontier. We've got V for Vendetta. We've got a bunch of things like that. Whole full-on story arcs for everyone to read. Something where sitting down and trying to read something throughout a week is doable, rather than try to make you read an entire series.
I said except for
What was that?
Why the Last Man.
So, Why the Last Man we have on the list, and Amanda, you and I have talked about it. I think Why the Last Man is one that we're going to make a month-long thing. So we'll split Why the Last Man into a month-long thing in the coming months. Does that seem to make
Watch
sense
it be the first
to you?
one that gets generated.
Oh no! I pulled that off on the side so that it cannot be the first one
Hashtag
that's
rigged.
generated. Yep, hashtag rigged. So hopefully Amazon will actually, cooperate here. Alexa, give me a random number between 0 and 66.
I wasn't able to understand.
Fuck you, Alexa. God damn it.
Oh
What?
yeah, go between 1 and 66.
Do you want me
Try
to
that.
try?
Sam, I
Yeah,
tested
I
it
think
before the
Between
show.
1 and 66.
Yeah. Say.
Did I say that? Okay, fine. Alexa, give me a random number between 1 and 66.
Your random number between 1 and 66 is 29.
29, everyone. Believe it or not, that would have been Why the Last Man before I moved it over.
Said Why the Last Man?
It would have been. Thankfully, our first comic that we're going to be, our first run, is going to be the Forever Evil run, Amanda. DC Comics, that was actually an event last year in the New 52, Forever Evil, where, well, you'll have to read it and join us. I'll put a link on Twitter and on the website so you guys can easily figure out where to get that arc. Sound good? Does that sound good to you, Amanda? Starting with Forever Evil?
Yay! I don't.
Excellent. Yay, Forever Evil! All right.
That's gonna be good.
So let's go ahead and round out the show. Everyone, you can follow us all on Twitter except for Chris because
You
he's
can follow
not
his
on
wife
Twitter.
on Twitter.
Oh, that's true. I follow his wife on
That
Twitter.
would be good. There you go.
You can follow me on Twitter. I am at BeRidiculous. Sam is at DJ Fluffkins. That's right. DJ Fluffkins is Sam. Amanda, you are Wake Up Paramore? Is that right? Okay. I should have researched ahead of time what everyone's thing was. You can follow the podcast at nerdy_nights. And remember, actually, big announcement. We updated the website. www.nkrn.org is completely brand new and I feel like looks beautiful. I spent quite a bit of time trying to organize and fix it up. That's where you'll be able to download all the episodes of Nightly Novels, Nerdy Night Radio. You'll be able to find all of our Twitch streams. You'll be able to find more information on our Extra Life project, where we are trying to raise $5,000 for Children's Miracle Network hospitals. We have a big event out in the Bay Area in a place called Alameda. So make sure to check that out as well. And remember, you can watch this show live on Twitch at 7:30 p.m. Pacific time every Monday. And you can download the show on iTunes and watch it on YouTube a week after we record this show. So you get to hear it first on Twitch, and you hear it a little later on the iTunes and the YouTubes. So that is everything for tonight, guys. It has been quite the nerdy night. Thank you to my roundtable for joining me. And I don't know what else to say other than, that you can't spell ridiculous without Riddick, but, it's not that kind of show anymore. It's not that kind of show. So, have a great night, everyone, and we will see you next week for Nerdy Nights Radio. We are out. Oh.